from Ghana Web. And he says, why Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid has sworn to campaign against his son's political ambition. And we all know who Mustafa Hamid is, right? I read, leading member of the New Patriotic Party, the NPP, my brother, my sister, and former chief executive officer of the National Petroleum Authority, NPA, Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid, has revealed his intention to campaign against his firstborn son, who plans to contest for the position of constituency secretary for Medina. Speaking during the NPP's ongoing thank you tour following the party's defeat in the 2024 general election, Dr. Abdul Hamid emphasized the importance of humility in the face of success, drawing lessons from the party's recent electoral loss. You cannot win always. I have a son, my firstborn, who says he's going to contest to be constituency secretary for Medina. I told him, I said, Zaki, I am going to come to Medina and campaign against you to lose, Dr. Abdul Hamid stated. He explained that his decision stems from Zaki's consistent success in elections throughout his life, including roles such as SHS, SRC President, Cashford Hall Secretary, and SRC President at the University of Cape Coast, that's UCC. If you are winning all the time, you will tend to believe in your own invincibility. Sometimes it is important to lose, to learn humility, and learn that God exists. So what Mustafa Hamid is doing is actually campaigning for his son. That is what he's doing. That's the secret. How many of us know his son before this day? Maybe nobody, except him and his family. Today, he's been able to get it published in the news that he has a certain son called Zaki. He intentionally mentioned his name, Zaki. So next time you see Zaki on the ballot box, ballot paper, you know that this is the son of this guy. And what is the reason he wants to campaign against his son? Because his son is winning in every election he goes. Is that not ridiculous? Look at how they are playing with our minds. Me banwa ben dodo. Examination be obetro no. Or di first. Na we die. Minim so obedi first in so. Me a meko a make sure say on di first no. My brother, my sister, we are not little children. This is how good politicians are. Propaganda. Today, he's been able to get a cheap access to publicity for his son called Zaki. Zaki has always won in every election. But it is good sometimes to lose an election so that you will learn humility. He says sometimes. My brother, my sister, if Zaki has not shown any sign of disloyalty or anything that has no bearings with humility, why would you want to campaign for him to lose? My brother, my sister, this was the same man who said, Inshallah, we need to rescue our nation. And he says he has no regret for saying that. In fact, his party did so well. His party is supposed to be applauded. All of a sudden, he says that it is good his party is in opposition so that the party will learn a lesson of humility. What kind of double standards is this? I have no regrets. My party did so well, overly well. My party has rescued Ghana. Yet, all Ghanaians do not think the same. They believe that your party has performed so abysmally. And for that matter, you must go home. Today, one of the names hated in the world is Satan. In Ghana, apart from Satan, the next name people hate so much is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Nobody wants to hear that name. How many people will name their children Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo? No. In fact, people have started naming their pets, especially the dogs, by the name Nana or Akufo-Addo. It's true. My brother, my sister, Ghanaians are angry. Ghanaians are angry. And it is the same anger that is going to be visited on any government that does not deliver. Today, Mustafa Hamid, that supported a very corrupt regime, very deadly regime, that saw the lives of so many promising young men pushed into early graves, that saw wanton corruption and wanton destruction of our flora and fauna, is saying he's satisfied with his party's performance. What a hypocrite. Today, the same hypocrite is saying that his son, he's going to support his son to lose. And he has started by mentioning the wonderful accolades of his son. Oh, he's been SRC president for SHS, Cashford Hall, and blah, blah, blah secretary. He's already writing the dossier. In fact, he's distributing the CV of his son. That is why the ruling class will continue to rule, while the son of the fisherman will continue to be at sea. Because they make sure they pick their very own to replace them and will never open the door for you and I. I leave it here. Now, the last story I want to look at is a very serious story. Zoom Lion owner paid me good money to stop wastage management decentralization campaign. And that's A+ speaking. I read. Member of Parliament for Gomoa Central, Kwame Asare Obing, popularly known as A+, has alleged that he received a substantial sum of money from Mr. Joseph Siao, owner of the Jospon Group of Companies, to halt his campaign against the interests of one of his companies. According to A+, Mr. Siao compensated him financially to end his campaign for the decentralization of waste management in Ghana, which would impact the operations of Zoom Lion Ghana Limited. I am overly disappointed in A+, even though I am not that much surprised. When you read the story further, it says that there's one guy called Paul Adom Otchere who sits on a certain TV station called Metro TV that is owned by a certain guy called Siao, the owner of Jospon Group of Companies, who also owns Zoom Lion, a waste management outfit in Ghana. And that the said Paul Adom Otchere, sat on TV and defamed him A+ by putting his picture on one side and saying that he went for a certain 250,000 Ghana cedis. Even though he claims he's a member of the NPP, he went to take some amount of money like that from the NDC. So he defamed him. And because he doesn't like going to court, he likes to fight his battles on the street, he decided to attack the boss of the said Paul Adom Otchere. He attacked him so much so that the so-called boss of Jospon, Siao, called him over and over and he refused to answer. Everybody was calling him and telling him, you know what? Sia wants to talk to you. So when he finally accepted to talk to him, he compensated him for whatever pain he would have gone through in the hands of Paul Adom Otchere. Number 2, he also paid for his silence on the decentralization of waste management in Ghana. Wow. So, I am truly disappointed. A+ is a brethren of mine. I don't know how to handle this, but I will handle it. I am utterly disappointed. This guy is nothing but a blackmailer. A dirty blackmailer. Jesus. So you are no longer fighting for the people, you are fighting your own battles, blackmailing people. Hi. So the decentralization of the waste management team that he was talking about, he did not mean it. He was only doing it to blackmail a certain guy who he knew will finally run back to him, pay him money, which he will selfishly push into his pocket and forget. These are the tactics of Kennedy Japan. Blackmail them. I have the pictures to show. Make sure pictures know, dare me. No, these are dirty, stupid tactics. They don't work. You are blackmailing people so that you'll get a certain attention. This guy does not deserve to be an MP. Nobody deserves to be an MP, my brother, my sister, if their pension is blackmail. Paul Adom Otchere hurt you. You were angry. As a lawmaker who believes in the law, what should you do? You are in parliament to make laws for the people. You decide to be unlawful, to go out there and fight your battle on the streets by blackmailing somebody's business. Now the person comes to you and pays you. You are not even ashamed of taking the money. This is a bribe taker who, my brother, my sister, should be impeached immediately from parliament. I'm disappointed in A+. I'm truly disappointed. No, we can't allow this. If an MP, my brother, my sister, can tell you that he was on a certain agenda, and the agenda was not supposed to benefit the people of Ghana, but himself, he became unlawful so that he would be able to get his own back. I hope you know what that means. I am most disappointed. Kennedy Japan has done this over and over. And I have said it time and again. Much as I admire him and love Kennedy Japan, my brother, he is not God. He makes mistakes. And we will point out his mistakes to him in secrecy. If he keeps making them, then we know it's intentional. We have to come out and mention them. That's what we do. If over and over I keep telling you, this thing that you've done is wrong, many others are saying it, refrain, and you keep doing that, it means it's not intentional. So whatever we can do to stop you, we will. In fact, I am so disappointed. Maybe I need to write to the Speaker of Parliament and draw his attention to this publication. I'm waiting for the day that I'll be told that it is a fake publication, it's not true, and that A+ didn't say this. Then I will say, yes, bro, I knew you would not say this. But as it stands, I am so shocked to the bone. What kind of lawmakers are these? You are supposed to make laws for the people. Then you become unlawful yourself. You want to fight your own fight by blackmailing others. First and foremost, the decentralization of the waste management team. Is it in the good interest of Ghana? If it is, then you are a cheap blackmailer. You decided to go for money to forsake Ghana. You are a cheap guy. Number 2, If the decentralization of waste management in Ghana is not a good thing, why did you start propagating something that is bad? That means it's not in the interest of Ghana. Either way, would default. It's a shame. I think A+ is becoming lawless, and I am withdrawing my support till further notice. My brother, my sister, I am angry. It's about Ghana. And if we believe you and we trust you to be able to fight for Ghana as a young man, then you go there and get swollen-headed like this, then I do not know what I can say. What effrontery. You took money from Zoom Lion. He bribed you to keep quiet. And then at the same time, he was able to give you enough money to buy you out of a certain pain that Adom Otchere gave you. Adom Otchere and the rest should realize the kind of boss they are dealing with. He's a cheap bribe giver. If this is true, Jospon, I have withdrawn my support for you, a cheap guy. You go around giving bribe. No wonder it was reported some years back that you gave bribe in Liberia and some other countries, and for that matter, you were banned from doing business in those countries. My brother, my sister, what is the country becoming? The reset agenda must work. Anybody who is found on the wrong side of the law must be dealt with. We won't allow a few airheads, my brother, my sister, ruin our nation. Paul Adom Otchere, how much are you being paid by Jospon? Do you know how much he paid A+ because of the pain you caused him? And do you know how much Ghana is going to lose? Either way, by keeping A+ quiet. If I were you, Paul Adom Otchere, I would resign from Jospon immediately. If my boss did this and I got to know, I would resign, because you don't have the interest of Ghana at heart. No wonder the country is stale and stagnant by the kind courtesy of these guys that we thought would do something. They are all sellouts. Jospon, Adom Otchere, and all these guys. For Adom Otchere, listen, man, A+ is a shame. I'll leave it here.
Yabo!